Alright, I should be live. It says I'm live, but it's also telling me my video is unavailable. That's a little strange. Of course, this is YouTube. All right, and we're back. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Wow, that is low latency. Check 1 2. Wow, that is low latency. Wow, that is low latency. Very nice. There he is. So Critter, how's your pellet basket holding up? Real good. In the center of mine, on the sloped face, the center innermost rods are, I'm going to say, 30% eaten through. I must have to burn mine hotter than you burn yours to get the same amount of heat, because I'm scratching my head why yours is lasting longer, because yours is so much larger than mine. But like I said, because mine is smaller, I probably have to run it a little hotter than you run yours. You're on bag number 8 for the season. Yeah, I'm on bag number 5. Be right back, okay? So for those of you who missed it, I'm going to play this for you. Video manager. I'm going to go to screen bottom. Full screen, like that. We'll enable the desktop audio. Hey Tippy, you're just in time. Watch this. Where's the audio? Why don't I have audio? There it is. Yeah. Table tennis balls, whatever you want to call them, that fit. Let's see, if I were to shoot this off from here, yeah, you get a pretty good shot at that. All right, so I've got these ping pong balls, or table tennis balls, whatever you want to call them, that fit just perfectly inside the barrel of this PVC with about a ½ millimeter gap. Takes a long time for it to fall out, so when it settles to the back of the barrel here, it'll stay there for a while I tip it forward and shoot it. I'm going to aim it at the pile of pellets that I have across the room here. But first thing I need to do is turn on my compressor. So I'll shut off the microphone. Pressure reservoir. Okay, and here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Not bad. Let's see, where did it go? Of course, now I won't be able to find it. It ran away from me. It's scared. Oh yeah, here it is. All right. Oh, and I dented it. Crap. All right, so the impact of the table tennis ball into the wood pellets did leave a dent in the table tennis ball. I was able to work the dent out, but I don't think there's much point in trying it at the different pressures other than full pressure. So we're going to go right up to 80 pounds per square inch, which is the maximum pressure, and we'll see how much damage we can do to this table tennis ball. Okay, that's 80 pounds per square inch. 80 pounds per square inch in the chamber here, as indicated by the gauge right here. Maximum pressure, very light projectile. And it should be all the way to the base of the barrel. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I poked with my table tennis ball. I poked a hole in the bag for my wood pellets, and my this is pretty funny. Hold on a second here. Let's switch cameras back. Come on. And here's what's left of the table tennis ball. Wow. It's pretty funny. I dare say that this thing might be lethal. Alright, so yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video here. Pretty much. There's not much else. He's making a power chamber. Yeah. And then Gainhoffen showed me a video of a guy, of Kip K, who made something similar to this. He made it a t-shirt launcher with a reserve reservoir and a power reservoir, but a multi-shot. Kind of cool. A little more complex than I need it to be, but utilizing the same sprinkler valve for the trigger mechanism. So let's see, change angles here. There we go. So yeah. So next step is to make some projectiles that fit the barrel nicely. My original thought was to take some of these ping pong balls and maybe drill a hole in the side, a nice clean hole, maybe 1/8 of an inch or even up to 1/4 of an inch, and fill it with lead shot and epoxy, and then put an eyelet into the epoxy and let it harden with the eyelet in place. That would give me something to attach my fishing line to, and I'm not sure if it would be heavy enough to go to travel. The other option is to take these 1-inch PVC end caps with some small sections of 1-inch PVC and make some elongated projectiles with some sand in them to give them a little extra weight. Make them someplace between 2 and 4 ounces is where I'm told this, or where I read online is the sweet spot for the weight on these things. And after that, start hanging some antennas, because I've got some pretty ambitious antenna projects that I want to put up this winter. Golf balls would be lethal. Yes, they would. And unfortunately, a golf ball is about 2 1/4 millimeters larger in diameter than a ping pong ball, and that is 2 millimeters too large for the inside diameter of the barrel of my pneumatic launcher. However, my pneumatic launcher is designed such that I can unscrew the barrel. I can attach interchangeable barrels so that I can change the caliber of my ammunition. We speak English here, yeah, okay. About 4.5 inches in diameter. Government weather services do have some guidelines. Grapefruit-sized hail. Yeah. I've seen that. If you look up the exact dimensions of a golf ball versus a ping pong ball, you'll see that the ping pong ball is 40 millimeters, and the golf ball is 42 and a quarter or something like that millimeters. The ping pong ball, when I slide the ping pong ball down the barrel, there's maybe less than a half a millimeter on one side. So maybe a quarter of a millimeter all the way around in terms of gap. Yeah, I've seen the Lewis and Clark air rifle. I'm immensely impressed with that thing. I think it's ingenious. Did not remember. Yeah, so BB later. Okay. Thanks for saying goodbye. Nice of you to do that. Instead of just disappearing like Mr. Breeze. So how long do I want to make these projectiles? So what's new? Not a whole lot. Unfortunately, the crypto investment that I thought would take me to retirement didn't, and I am scrambling to find employment. Have a couple of strong leads. 1 1/8, so I need 2 1/4. Let's see, if I made that 2 1/4, that would just go like that. So if I want my projectiles to be about that long, that'd be 2 1/4. Let's see. Let's call it 2 3/4. Root forgot his password. Oh, really? Who would do such a thing? You know, they make string for a bow that will discharge smoothly. Actually, the design of this is to use a fisherman's spinning reel with 30-pound test for the weight, strapped to the end of the barrel. You shoot the 30-pound test over the branch. You use the 30-pound test to bring a piece of heavy nylon rope back in the opposite direction, or whatever kind of rope you're using. And then you pull up your hardware, your pulleys or your antenna insulators, whatever you're sending up into the tree. Can you, for the love of God, start using Twitch and be done with YouTube? Isn't Twitch for gamers? I thought their platform was specifically for gamers. What do I do with my knife? Not at all. Really? I would not be opposed to using Twitch if what you say is true. But everyone is on it. Okay, so it's kind of like Facebook. Started out for college students, but now everyone's on Facebook. Stream on Twitch, uploaded edited videos on YouTube. And is Twitch that much better? I mean, Twitch evolved from Ustream, right? Have I got that right? Or no, Twitch evolved from, what the hell was it? Ustream is still around. Twitch evolved from Justin. That's it. Justin. Okay, so here's the next question. Is it a free service? It is a free service. Interesting. I have to run up to the house to get my pocket knife. I don't know where I left it, but I do need it. I'll be right back. Okay then. My youngest daughter, who is down in Long Island right now with her boyfriend, makes these truffles for special events. She brought a tray of them down to her boyfriend's parents' house in Long Island for New Year's Eve. But she was kind enough to leave my wife and I 4 to share amongst ourselves, because we did, after all, buy all of the ingredients. Yes, I know, how nice of her, right? Yeah, factory seconds. That's exactly right. These are the defects. This one has a gap on the chocolate, you see. So those are the ones that she didn't bring with her. But they are good. So, tell me a little bit more about Twitch. Have the copyright Nazis taken up residence there? I got really turned off when Justin transitioned to Twitch and basically said to the rest of the community, well, you know, if you're not streaming bullshit video games, then we don't want you. I got really irritated with that mentality. Yes, they have. Same rules apply. Okay, so then what's the benefit of switching? That much, huh? That's kind of what I thought, you see. Integrated chat Integration with other platforms, greater exposure up, better monetization. Okay, I'm up for that. I'm up for that. Maybe tonight when I'm up at the house, I'll take a look at it more closely. See how much time I'll have to invest in making a transition. Shit, I almost don't even have to glue these together. Interesting. Very interesting, but stupid. Rest in peace, Artie Johnson. Yep, same one. But like I said, you know, I am seeing some degradation in mine. I typically run the top of my stove between 700 and 800 degrees. Right now it's running 718, and halfway down the side, 420 degrees, about halfway down the side. Between 700 and 800 degrees seems to be the efficiency sweet spot. I'm going to say maybe 700 degrees is probably peak efficiency. Anything above that and the consumption rate starts to go up so fast that I don't think it can release the heat fast enough in the workshop, and I end up wasting some heat out the flue pipe. All right, I'm going to run the grinding wheel a little bit here and grind down the. Actually, let me cut these first. Hold on a second. Shave these caps down a little bit here, and a little bit. A little bit too long. Out of curiosity, Critter, where do you run yours? Alright, I want a bigger surface to work on. Try not to make a mess of my bench anymore. $700 to $800 to start, but when warm, I let it ash down to about $600, and then you leave it running at that, I presume. Once I'm done heating the workshop here, I shut it down and I let the residual heat just keep it warm for the rest of the time that I'm down here. I'm still always blown away by how little wood material it actually takes to warm up the shop. We're talking less than 10 pounds of wood fuel to take the temperature in here from maybe, I want to say 45 degrees to 75 degrees. $7,200 cubic feet. I think I calculated the cubic feet in this room here, and it's 2150. Elevated. Also super insulated. Yeah, I remember you putting that together. What R factors do you have in that thing? I've got R13 in the ceiling here and no, I'm sorry. R13 in the walls, R19 in the ceilings for the shed here. But it's all wood frame, so there's also some R value in the wood. We had Mexican food at at my sister-in-law's house yesterday for my great niece's second birthday party. I was so full I didn't eat dinner at all last night, and boy am I farting up a storm today. Holy smokes. You know it's bad when you can't even stand your own. Oh, and by the way, is Root still in the room? Yeah. Pole building, 7-inch walls, 20 inches in the ceiling, all blown. Wow. Yeah, you went all out. So you've probably got R19 in the walls and probably what, R30 or better in the ceilings. I was going to say, regarding the squatting, the thing about usernames in my chat room here is that the usernames are unique not to the chat room but to the server, and of course the server has all chat rooms. So if somebody else used the name Root in somebody else's channel, then that username will not be available in my chat room, and the likelihood of that happening is actually pretty good. So I don't think that anybody targeted you. Just unfortunate that you didn't get it for yourself. Oh well. There are worse things that could happen. Yeah, mine is almost out for the evening. As soon as the, in fact, that's how I shut my stove down. I take, even if I haven't finished using up all of the fuel in the hopper, what I'll do is I've got a metal bar that that's bent at a right angle that I hold in front of the pellets, the pellet chute, and I lift the chute nozzle out of the top of the pellet basket, lift the whole thing out, and then I dump the remainder into a bucket, and I let whatever pellets remain in the basket just burn out. That only takes a few minutes, and then I cap it off so that the airflow stops through the riser internally. The riser internally retains so much heat that it will continue the convection currents going for a long time, and it ends up cooling itself down faster than if you cap it off at the opening to the J-tube. So yeah, this is what I use. I don't know if I've ever showed this to you before. This is just a section of brick with some of that fiberglass rope glued around the edge that I use to seal off the top of the J-tube with. And it's almost time. That hurt. Yeah, it's hot in here. What's the temperature in here? It is 75 degrees in the shed. Shake the rest of the pellets out of the basket. Move the pile up into the burn tube a little bit for the next burn. Help it catch quicker. I don't know if you noticed, Critter, but it actually helps the efficiency of the stove if you leave a small bed of ash along the bottom of the horizontal burn tube. Your stove will heat up faster and burn considerably hotter. I think the ash glowing down the length of the burn tube acts as a catalyst to ignite the gases as they travel down the burn tube. That's pure theory, not based on any fact, but I may also have to weld up a new top in my tank in a year or two. A large chunk of rust was sitting on top of the riser. Oh, really? Really? Huh. I had not had that problem. That's interesting. I have not had that problem at all. No evidence of rust inside the tank. But I was at the scrap yard the other day, and I happened to notice a 100-pound propane tank sitting there. I might have to go back and say, hey, can I please take that off your hands for whatever scrap weight? Couple of bad ones, couple of bad 100-pound tanks. I'm sure where you are in the North Country, you would have a large market. Yeah, I know. I don't think I would have any problems selling them. How long does it take? Realistically, in terms of number of hours of work, it really depends on what you have for tools. If I build another one, I will definitely buy myself a wet saw, which will speed up the process of cutting the fire bricks to the correct size. But I would say if I were to work steadily 8-hour days, I'll bet you I could complete one in less than a week. My bricks interlock. Yes, I know, and my next one will also. And there will be a lot of waste when I cut my bricks the next time. There will be a considerable amount of waste. to get the right sizes that I need. When I built this one, I tried to minimize the amount of waste and use full bricks. The next one I will not go that route. I will spend a little extra money on extra bricks so that I can allow for considerable amount of waste to get it right, to get the dimensions right, and to get them to interlock the way that you got yours to interlock. You have a milk crate full of waste. Okay. What's the point? What are you holding on to them for? No idea. $100 on just brick. Oh yeah, that's easy to do. That's very easy to do. At $2.99 a brick, you bet. Ah, wait a minute. I've got just the thing for this. Why am I struggling? I just realized, or just remembered, that I bought these at Harbor Freight. Check this out. Here I was struggling putting these things in a vise and using channel locks. I've got strap wrenches. So let's see. I want to go this way, right? Yeah. So let's take the strap wrench. Like that, and take the littler strap wrench on the cap like that, and voila. What do you think we could charge for our stoves, Critter? It is a lot of work, and they're quite intricate. I've never really. I think I tried coming up with a price once, but I never really committed to trying to market it. And a lawsuit, if yeah, that's the problem. See, in order to sell them, they have to be UL certified. Oh, they absolutely are safer than a wood stove, but you still have to have it certified. And they are so non-traditional that I'm not so sure. I'm not sure how hard that would be. The thing that's an absolute thing of beauty about the rocket stove is that all of the pressures inside the stove are negative pressures. So even if there's a leak in the stove itself, it doesn't emit carbon monoxide anywhere, because it's always drawing air in as opposed to pushing it out. The only time you end up with positive pressures is if you're trying to push it through a thermal mass. And even then, it's fairly easy to keep a negative pressure inside the thermal mass with a proper flue going out the building. Gasket was a pain. Yeah, you don't need the gasket. How crazy is that, huh? as long as the two halves mate together, and as long as you line it up the way you cut it, and that always happens when you align the tabs for the hold downs. Oh yeah, wow, I got a nice blood blister there, huh? How about that? Wasn't expecting that. Well, guess I'll get some alcohol, disinfect it, break it open. Yeah, I think if you sold these things, you would have to sell them with a very sternly worded disclaimer. And even then, I don't know that that would protect you legally. I'm not sure. An agreement to hold harmless, you know. The insulated double wall makes it a pain to build. Yes, it does. Actually, I like the way mine came out. Mine is holding up very nicely. And the standard insulation, the standard housing insulation that I use for it, is holding up extremely well, because the temperatures never exceed 1,000 degrees on the outside, in between the walls of the stove. So it doesn't really need to be rated, you know, for like 1,500 degrees Celsius, like the ceramic wool is. That everyone says, oh, you gotta use ceramic wool, nothing else will do. Bullshit. Well, some stainless on top. Oh, yeah. So what's the scoop on Dig? Well, the best intel that I have on Dig, and this is good intel from industry people who are very well connected with the Arbitrade Board of Directors, is that the rollout is imminent, but the price manipulation is uncontrollable right now at Lifecoin, because there is only one exchange to trade on, and it's kind of a joke. Ronnie Moass could not be any mo of an ass, and because Arbitrade cut him off from sharing information that they told him not to leak, but he did anyway to try and profit from. They basically cut him off, and his whole reputation is hanging on the success of Dig, and he essentially turned on Arbitrade and went completely rogue. Yeah, that's the long and the short of it. And he himself, as a market analyst who has been giving financial advice without a license, is probably going to be investigated by FINRA. In fact, many of us are anxiously awaiting that day, and we're also anxiously awaiting a court injunction to be served to him. To shut the fuck up, because he's hurting our investment, and most of us are pretty fucking tired of it. But there has been so much drama surrounding this ERC20 token that they're going to make a movie out of this one. I swear this is going to be a movie. But in the process of all of the drama and all of the price swings, I've been able to do a significant amount of accumulation. So I don't really care. You didn't want to read through the entire Telegram. Yeah, good for you, man. Good for you. I'm pretty heavily involved in the Telegram groups. The one that you don't want to be in is the Arbitrade official Telegram group. That is the ultimate shit show. There are a number of private groups. There are, of course, some FUD groups. The Dignity Coin community, headed by Chris on Twitter, who is a master fudder, or should I say a mudder fudder. Has a group called Dignity Coin Community. Stay away from that one. There is Arbitrade Unofficial, which is half decent. Minimal FUD. A little bit of good due diligence and research going on in that group. There are some private closed groups that I'm in that are much smaller and have some of the highest rollers in DIG as members, and that's where most of our inside information is coming from. And we're not, of course, either trading on it or sharing it to the greater community at large, because they're basically a collection of fucking idiots and couldn't keep a secret if their life depended on it. But I've had personal conversations with Steve Braverman, who's the Chief Operating Officer, as have a number of other people. And Troy Hogg is no longer in the mix. Hold on a second, I need to trim down this this cap here. I'm going to turn on the grinder for a minute. Yeah, I know. You didn't want audio while I had the grinding wheel running, trust me. Oh yeah, you were able to leverage the Bitcoin SV fork. Good for you, man. I wish I had the capital to spread around. I would have done the same, but I am so balls deep in dig. It has to fly. It just has to fly. Or I'm up Schitt's Creek. And I know that's a bad thing to do. I'm hoping it's a good play in the year 2019. That's all I can do now. Is hope it's a good play, and hope that I find a job in the meantime, because I need one. Yes, Critter, that would be correct. I am a dumbass. Time's at 5 o'clock. Alright, so I don't know what I want to put in here for weight. It weighs 2.35 ounces without anything inside, so I need what, another 1.5 ounces of weight? That's not a lot. I think I can turn off the agitator. I don't think that's necessary, Critter. The velocity and the volume of air flying out of that barrel is so great that, you know, it would take a fairly large gap to really lose a lot of power. I don't think there's going to be a significant loss if there are slight variances. So, what is an ounce and a half? I have no play sand left. I could probably steal some dirt from outside. So that I could finish building these tonight. Right now, I'm thirsty. And when I'm thirsty, this close to New Year's, you know what that means? Vodka. And I don't have any Fresca down here, which is my favorite mixer with vodka. So Pepsi will have to do. Cheers and Happy New Year. Yeah, you know, I don't drink to get drunk for the most part. It's nice to be able to enjoy it on the way down too, you know. So I mean, you certainly can't put it past me to do 100 proof shots, but not tonight. Get it over with and get on the buzz. Yeah. Well, you know, there are those nights too. And if I'm really in that big of a hurry to get the buzz on, There are other substances with which to make that happen. All right, I'm going to kill the microphone again for a minute. Okay, so my belt sander inverted in the vise made pretty quick work of taking down these 1-inch end caps to fit nicely into my 1.5-inch barrel. No sexual remarks, please. Cool, fire it up. Put a spud in it. How many PSI is the PVC good for? As printed on the outside of the 3-inch Schedule 40 PVC that I used for the pressure reservoir, 260 PSI. The sprinkler valve, I think, is rated for 120, and I don't think I would ever take it over 80 to 100, and quite frankly, I think even at those pressures, I would send my projectile much higher than I would need it to get over the branches that I want. I'm probably thinking somewhere between 40 and 50 PSI is all I'm really going to need to get my projectile high enough in the air to target the branches that I'll need to get the antennas up that I want to put up this year. Even slingshot is not going to be as repeatable as this. I'm gonna have a lot more fun with this. That's the bottom line. And you know, it is about the fun. I wanted to actually make a video this afternoon about the launcher, but never got around to it. And what I'm doing to smooth out the PVC is I'm using some acetone here just to, oh yeah, that works really good. So you guys got any entries into the Pulse Motor Build-Off 2018 this year? Russian Standard on ice. Is that the brand name, or is your Russian Standard Smirnoff or something like that? Brand name. Oh, okay. I have a pulse. Does that count? I was thinking of entering my my spud gun here and saying, well, let's see. I'm accelerating a mass with a single pulse of pneumatic pressure. Can I enter that? The release of energy is enormous. Yeah, these are perfect. Those are perfect. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go outside and grab some sand so that I can finish these up and seal them up. I might even go up to the house and get a Band-Aid for my blood blister here. That was stupid. What a dumb thing to do. You know, sometimes. You know, it's pretty sandy underneath my shed here. Let's just take some of this stuff here. No, that's no good either. Crap. Alright, so I got some sand. but like most everything else around here, it's wet. Spread it out, let it dry out, maybe even throw a fan on it to accelerate the process. Put it on the rocket stove. Yeah, it's warm enough in here. I'm just going to throw a fan on it. It'll dry out pretty quick. I don't have a flat surface on top of the rocket stove. It's just the curved tank. So, fan. Let's see. There's my fan. Need a little DC power. This is a 24 volt fan. I'm going to run it on 12 volts, so just enough to keep the air moving, not enough to blow it off of my bench top. That would be bad. That'll do. That won't take long. So anyway, I'm gonna random nuts and bolts. I don't want to do that. You're right, but yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to end this video segment. I'm going to stop broadcasting for a little bit so that the video closes and then start up again, because it is too quiet in here. I need some music, and I know that the Nazis will eventually descend upon me. So let me just close this video segment with saying I'm going to take some of this sand right here. I'm going to put it in this little projectile right here. I'm going to glue the cap on. I'm going to throw an eyelet on the end of it, like so, to attach my fishing line to, and make the whole thing about 4 ounces. And then I'll be using these to erect antennas. Okay, that's the end of this video segment. I'll be stopping the live stream now, and then resuming in a couple of minutes once I can start a new video.